Putin is plotting physical attacks on the West, says Chief of Britain's intelligence operations.
Here's a summary of the article.
The GCHQ director told a gathering of cybersecurity experts in Birmingham that her agency believed Moscow was looking to go further than attacks simply in cyberspace. Ms. Keist Butler, who is the first woman to hold the post in the agency's 105-year history, said Moscow was nurturing and inspiring groups of cyber attackers, and, in some cases seemingly coordinating physical attacks against the West. Directing physical attacks in the West would represent an escalation of Moscow's hostility towards the West. Despite the growing threat from Russia, Ms. Keist Butler said China was taking up more resource than any other single mission at GCHQ. Ms. Keist Butler said China posed the greatest threat to Britain, representing a genuine and increasing cyber risk to the UK. While she said the UK was open to engaging with China on areas that are mutually beneficial, such as climate change or artificial intelligence safety, Ms. Keist Butler added that the PRC poses a significant risk to international norms and values. The warning over China comes days after it emerged a Ministry of Defense contractor was hacked in an attack blamed on Beijing. Harry Coker, the White House's national cyber director, who also appeared at Cyber UK, warned China could use its pre-positioned hacking resources to wreak havoc on civilian critical infrastructure to deter U.S. mobility in the event of a conflict. Felicity Oswald, the chief executive of the National Cyber Security Center, GCHQ's cyber arm, said, "This is a clear warning about China's intent to hold essential networks at risk. And it is a warning that providers of essential services in the UK cannot afford to ignore."
This post received a score of 24,000, with an upvote ratio of 90%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
At first I thought plotting physical attacks against the West was an incendiary allegation, and then I remembered that they deployed a deadly nerve agent inside the UK and realized we knew about this for years.
Greater than incendiary allegation. Speaking of, I have a sneaking suspicion they already were behind a recent string of arson attacks in Poland.
They were also behind the VRB, Tice ammunition warehouse explosions that killed 2 civilians.
They were behind a lot more than that. I maintain a list on my profile. New additions welcome, provided they are credibly sourced.
Little things in the US too, like dead strippers who either knew too much or wouldn't stay quiet.
Heck, I've even heard rumors that culture war stuff over vaccines, race relations, and even entertainment are inflamed by Russian trolls to keep us distracted and at each other's throats.
Is that even in question?
Exactly what they did with COVID misinformation, all trolls meant to further divide us as a nation.
The Foundations of Geopolitics describes that America is too far away for a conventional war, so better to keep us at our own throats while Russia pursues its ambitions closer to home.
This is definitely why we are seeing European countries increasing rhetoric about troops on the ground in Ukraine in backroom roles and closing airspace. All the information we are being told, there is definitely something big moving behind the scenes of all of this.
Can't help thinking also about how quickly and decisively Mike Johnson changed his tune after an intelligence briefing.
It's China. He specifically stated he's concerned for his family in the Navy. Russia doesn't threaten the US Navy. China specialized their Navy to challenge the US Navy. In the bigger picture, China is fully backing Russia and Iran to draw US Navy assets away from the Pacific, while Xi is pressuring Washington to adopt a no-nuclear first response policy, for some reason. See also, TikTok ban and increased tariffs.
China is hellbent on taking Taiwan, while the US has a defensive pact with Taiwan. Neither country wants to go to war with each other, but China may be willing to challenge US commitment to their defensive pacts and call their bluff. However, if there is one thing the US does not bluff on, is their defense. The US is a military superpower, and not defending Taiwan would destroy their reputation and question the legitimacy of all other defense pacts, and therefore the US would enter a world-ending war with China that nobody wants in order to uphold their pact, resulting in nuclear Armageddon.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.